getting on here really quickly to talk about a few things that the Lord told me to get on here and talk about. Last night, I think it was just a dream that I need to know about myself, so it wasn't really something that I needed to know or need to put out there. But so I'm not going to reveal that. But I am going to talk about what the Lord did talk about beforehand. The second dream, the second, I guess you call it vision, because more so like I was talking, like I was sitting down. My first dream was like more for me. The second dream I had, because I did go to the bathroom, like I get up and use the restroom in the night. Did you ever notice as older you get, you have to get up and use the restroom? But anyway, you're not sleeping through the night like you used to. But anyway, the thing is that the second time I went back to sleep, I was sitting at a table, with a chair, like I was in a chair at a table, and I was talking to this man. He was an old man. He was taller than me, and there was other men taller than me, and I was talking to him, and he was very light, like it was a lot of light skinned. I won't say he was light skinned. Man talking to me. He sit there. He had on like judge's chambers kind of repertoire. It was more like it was like a judge or some kind of judge, okay? And he was sitting there and he was talking to me. He was like, "You've been through a lot." He said, "You've been through," he was like, he said, "You've been through too much." He's like, "You've been through way too much." He's like, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for putting you through this much." He said, "Putting you through this much, basically just problems." He said another word like rigorou or rigor or something, but he said something with an R. But it was like rigormorphines. I don't know. It was something with an R. He said that, and he was like, "I want to give you my personal apologies for this." But then he said, "But no more." He said, "Please get out there and tell them I said no more." And he was like hitting his head on the table like, and he was like, "No more energy harvesting off of the chosen ones. No more divination power given to ones who are abusing spiritual law. No more." And he was really forceful saying no more. Like he was really like kind of scaring me, you guys, when he was saying this. A little bit, yeah. But a little bit. He was scaring me when he was saying this, because it's like he was very forceful in saying no more. And he was like, "No more breaking spiritual laws." He was like, "No more breaking spiritual laws. No more divination off of somebody else's life." And he said, "No more reading the birth charts of the others of the chosen ones." He said, "No more reading birth charts of the chosen ones, and then manipulating it to try to be something it's not." He said, "No more trying to put my people at the belly of the beast when they are not evil." And I'm clamping down on all of it. And he said the wages of sin is death. He said, "But the gift of God is eternal life." It's like, and my gifts are basically, he said, almost ran out. He was like, and my gifts are basically almost ran out for the sinners. He's like, because they refuse to cut. He said they refuse to quit. He said they refuse to stop. They refuse to quit. And he's like, "I see everything you do." He said, "I see all of you." He's like, "I see everything you do when you close." He's like, he says, when you close the doors, or he said something about when you close the doors and you go into your secret closets or your secret covens. He's like, "I see you. I hear you. And you're going from one side of me to the other side of me. And I'm telling you that the other side of me will keep you there from now on." And when he said that, he pointed to his dark, like he had on a black and white judge's chamber kind of, robe or something like that. And he pointed to his dark side. because he said they keep going back and forth. It's like he was touching his garment, or his chest, or like his chest, his garment. He was like, you keep going back and forth, back and forth. He called them light, dark, light, dark. It's like you keep going back and forth on me. And he said, no more. This time, with your discernment, you better make sure that you are choosing the right side that you want to be on, and stay there. He said he's gonna make you stay there. He said basically, if you go from light, like you acting like you're good and you praying and everything and fast and asking God to help you on the light side and doing everything on the right side, and then you behind closed doors, when you get mad, you turn to witchcraft, you turn to black magic, you turn to a personal practitioner, or some kind of witch, or you turn to somebody to do something to somebody because, oh, they hurt you, they hurt your feelings, or they get ahead, or they get the job promotion that you wanted, or they got the house that you. He was like, no more. He was like, he's tired of it. So he said he's sick of it. The divination power has been abused and manipulated too much. And he said he's stopping it now. And he was like, no more. Then after that, he went from there to talk about the tarot card readers and the people who actually have divination gifts that he gave. He said, I gave certain divination gifts to certain tarot card readers. He said quite a few of them have the power and the strength. He said, but he's going to start taking it away from you. He's going to start taking it back. He said, God giveth and God taketh away. And he was like, he has to do that because a lot of you all he said, you all are breaking spiritual law. He talked about how, this is another conversation. He sat there and I was like, sir, can I ask a question? This when I asked him a question, I said, sir, can I ask you a question? He said, yes. He said, sure. And I said, what do you mean by the tarot card readers or the divination readers or the seers are breaking spiritual law? He was like, let me explain. He said, when you call in or see in or look in on somebody's life, the only energy you're supposed to be looking into is the one in front of you, or your own. He said, but they have taken it to the point where their gifts are going and seeing into other people's lives and manipulating other people's lives and telling people about other things that I have planned for them. He's like, that is against spiritual court and it's against spiritual law. He said it's been a court declaration that the ones who do this from now on will get their power stripped from them. They will have no more seeing. They will have no more seeing divination, or they won't be divinators anymore. Basically, he was like, they're not going to be divinators anymore. They're not going to be able to see into anything else anymore. He was like, I'm going to take back my gifts because you're breaking spiritual law and against spiritual court law. He said, you're breaking spiritual court laws. The Mayat laws, or the Mata laws. He said, you're breaking the laws and you know it. He said they know it. They know they're breaking it. And he said it's a lot of seers who are tarot card readers and people who can read into the future and stuff. He said those people are breaking a lot of laws by taking favors. Because I asked him, was it money? He said, no, not all of it's money. He said, not all of it's money, daughter. He said, some of them are just favors. They need something done. They need something going. They need something on somebody else's end. So they do the favors, or they get favors for them to look into other people's lives. And he said, that is breaking spiritual court laws that you do not have access or authority to do anymore. He said there is a guard there now. And the guards, he said plural guards there now. He said, and you may be able to do it once or twice more, but when the guards take down your name and take down your order, they're going to make sure that they report it to him, and he's going to immediately tell you to take away your power, take away your gifts. And so that's for all the tarot card readers, all the soothsayers, witches, warlocks, anybody who has these kind of spiritual divination part, or if they're seers, like they can see into people's lives and stuff like that. He's like, if you are not actually reading for the person there in front of you, you are violating spiritual court laws. And he said, no more will you be able to do that. No more is he allowing that to happen. He said, because you're not, he said something about you're not doing he said, you're not doing God's will. You're not doing the will of the Father. You're doing your own will. He said that's against, also he said something about some of the stuff you guys are doing, your ancestors are not happy with. That's against the laws of the seer. It's against divination laws. Like the divination have laws that they have to go by in order to keep these gifts. And he said a lot of you guys have been forgiven from some of the stuff y'all done, but y'all go right back to doing it. That's why he said y'all have to pick light or dark, and if you pick dark, you lose your gifts and you have to stay on the dark side or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how this works, y'all, but I know he said that you have to choose which side you're going to be on, and whichever side you're on, that's the side that you're going to have to stay on until you die and go to spiritual court yourself. He said not unless he bring them into spiritual court before they die. And he said that means you're in big trouble. That's what he said. He's like, if I'm bringing you into spiritual court before your dying day, he said that means you're in big trouble with him. And he did say big trouble, like he used that huge. Like you're in huge trouble with him. Let me see what else. You have to realize that some things got to be worked out by and by. He said sometimes you just got to let time prevail. He said he said he's working out a lot of problems and the situations that's been going on in people's lives. He wanted me to get on here and talk about the ones who have been praying and asking God for help with certain things, and it's been a lot of pushback and nothing has been happening. He said there is still war going on in your life, and he's still getting a lot of demonic things and people out of your soul's atmosphere. So give him a minute, give him time. Everything will happen according to the way it needs to happen, but it's not going to happen. And he says it's not going to be osmosis. It's not going to happen in osmosis, or it's not going to happen overnight. Sometimes you got to study to get things done accordingly to the way it needs to be done. So sometimes you need to go back to school and study a little more about what you need to do before you just can get everything you want. And he says some of you guys just need to wait on him and just trust, keep having faith, and keep praying. He said don't just pray once, pray constantly. And then he said also fast and pray. It's more effective. He said, you got to understand, he said, the more you do for the kingdom, the more he's able to push for you in the spiritual to get the physical to change. Don't just sit there in this physical and thinking that, okay, I prayed and that's it. He's like, no, you need to pray and continue to pray. Seek the kingdom of God and don't stop. Then he brought me to the parable of the woman that was with the courts, who kept coming to the courts and kept coming to the king about her situation. And he said she to the point where she bugged the king, and to the point he just said, fine, just go give it to her. He said, I'd rather you do that and bug me on what it is you need over me just go ahead and just, taking time out and doing something different. He said, you got to realize sometimes it's going to take a little bugging to get things done. That's for somebody who's been asking God for a lot of different things that hasn't came through yet. But for divination power, divination court, he said something about divination court. He's opening a new court system because of so much of it's been going on. He's calling it divination court. It's going to be a new sector that he's going to deal with the divination, the tarot card readers, the seers, the different people of different, and this is all over the world. He said he's going to have a court set up for the ancient readers and people of old that you guys know and learn about. They're going to be y'all judges to see if y'all went by the actual bylaws and something about the beginning or the meanings and the bylaws. He said y'all have broken so many of them, and so many of you guys are doing this. He was like, he's opening up another sector in court, in spiritual court, for you guys specifically. He said it's not good. Like if you go into that court, it means that your power more than likely is going to be taken away, or certain parts of your power is going to be taken away because you've done too much witchcraft, black magic, you've done too much evil, and you've broken too many laws. So now you have to go into court to figure out what all can be sanctioned and saved, or just put away or thrown away, or what's going to happen to you. He said he's going to have to take back authority over the situation at hand. Well, no, he said he is taking back authority of the situation at hand. What else, Lord? I don't want to forget anything. I think I said everything. All right. But I have to get on here and talk about this real quick before I start getting ready to go to church, because of the fact the Lord says that there are certain people. Oh, he said the power of God is for all who seek him, and the mighty power of God is for all who has him in the forefront of his life, of their life. This is for any tarot card readers, anybody who's reading for people, who's doing things according to the will and purpose and glory that the Lord gave them for. Now, the Lord told me to tell all the Christian people, stop judging, stop shunning others, and stop being so hypocritical. Because he says he sees you guys when you get out of church. Y'all are still secretly doing things behind the scenes. And he said you all are no better. And right now he's dealing with all at one time. But he said he has sanctions, or he got centers or different departments where he deals with everybody, just like the government has different departments here. You guys haven't got different departments too. It's not all just one court. It's numerous of chambers and sanctions and just things there. It's not just one huge court. It's a lot of different courtrooms, and there's a lot of different judges and different spiritual laws and different spiritual courts there. I was in spiritual court this evening, or this morning at 12 when it opened, and I was pleading my case about what was going on. So after I got through with mine and went back to sleep, the Lord brought me in and told me some things to tell you guys today. It has to change. It has to stop. He said he's tired of seeing and hearing and going through and doing all this stuff. He said he's tired of Jesus fighting these wars for these souls, because evil people or he said jealous-hearted. He said evil people or jealous-hearted people constantly calling on the darkness to attack children of light, because you don't have, or no, he said envy. He says it's all about envy. He said because you don't have something that you want, or you don't have something, or you want to get a certain job, or you want to have a certain man or a certain woman, and he said cut it. The Lord, I just heard the Lord was just like, at the end of it, he was just like, tell him, daughter. I said, just cut it out. Everybody has what they're supposed to have on the earth, because he said that's the way he set it up for everyone to have, and not to beg, and not to go in and grumble and have a situation. He's like, if you grumble and beg and have, like he said, if you choose to not, the last thing he said was, tell them if they choose to not accept the gifts of God that I gave them, he said, I'm gonna strip them away, and you will have nothing. He reminded me of the men of the talents, the different talents, how you have so many different talents, and you either cultivate them and work with what God gives you and make them better, or you're going to start getting them all stripped from you, and I'm going to give it to the ones who have the most, or the ones who's cultivated the most. And you're going to be left with nothing and thrown into into the lake of darkness, or to the land of darkness, which is still on earth. It's just basically your life is going to turn dark. Nothing's going to work out for you. And he's saying he's going to start doing that with a lot of people who are constantly trying to use divination and energy harvesting and everything, trying to take over other people's lives. And he talked about soul swapping and stuff like that. He said none of that will happen anymore. He said if you think you're going to take over somebody else's life, he said he's going to expose you. He's going to expose you for who you truly and really are. And the courts will deal with you, or the sector of the courts will deal with you in heaven and on earth, according to what you've done. He said spiritual court is in full session and full swing, and nothing's going to stop it. Everybody will be judged according to their will that they've done on the earth. And something about him having all of the power, all his powers back to him. And he's not going to let anyone else get over on him anymore. He's done. I think y'all just opened up Abba's dark side, because he's now into punishment. He's like punishing people left and right on what they've done. So in my eyes, you guys, this is me talking on this one. Be good. Okay? Get out of that witchcraft and black magic and stuff. If you're trying to manifest something for yourself, then that's different. You're asking God to give you something for yourself, your own family. But stay out of other people's lives and quit trying to covet everybody else's stuff. Quit coveting. Quit being envious. Quit being jealous-hearted. Just stop. The Lord is telling everybody to stop the stupidity and start enjoying the life that he gave you. Enjoy the gifts that he gave you. Quit trying to tear down somebody else's life because you're jealous-hearted. He said he's going to take you out of here, or take you off of here, or take you out the system or something like that. He said something about taking people out the system who just refuse to quit. And then I heard pride comes before the fall, or something like that. Pride comes before the fall. If you're prideful, he said your fall is coming. Well, anyway, I am done. I pray and hope this helps out people that needs to help out. This is not going to be for everybody. If this got nothing to do with you, please stay out of it. Please. And others, if it does got something to do with you, please act accordingly. Please do your due diligence to stay out of the spiritual courts if you can, because they're doing punishment right now, you guys. Anyway, you guys have a good day. Good morning. I hope and pray that you have a good Sunday. I'm on my way to church. I hope and pray that you guys having a good day, whatever y'all day is going to consist of. If it is going to church, enjoy. Pray for others as you pray for yourself. Don't just pray for yourself and your family. Pray for others. Okay? And may God bless you and keep you. Y'all have a good day.